Have you ever looked at the clock and realized you've been sitting for hours? Not because you were tired. Not because you were sick. Just because. Maybe you were watching a show, maybe reading, maybe simply resting. For many people over 60, sitting too much becomes the most common position of the day. It feels harmless, even comforting. After a lifetime of working, caring, moving constantly, finally being able to sit feels like a reward. But here's the quiet truth few people talk about: sitting too much, especially after 60, can silently chip away at your health. Not suddenly. Not dramatically. But slowly, gently, and deeply. The body wasn't designed to be still all day. Even in our older years, gentle movement remains one of the most powerful tools we have to stay vibrant, alive, and well. When we sit too much, blood flow slows. Muscles begin to shrink. Joints stiffen. And a strange kind of tiredness settles in, not the fatigue of hard work, but the dullness of stagnation. Many seniors confuse this tiredness with aging itself. They say, "I'm slowing down," when in truth, the body is calling out for motion. The danger of sitting too much doesn't knock loudly. It whispers through small signs: swelling in the ankles, shortness of breath after mild activity, a back that always aches, or legs that feel weak after standing. These aren't just random discomforts. They're messages from the body that it needs to move, to stretch, to flow. Let me tell you about Mr. M. At 74, he spent most of his day in his favorite armchair. He watched the news, napped in the afternoon, and only walked when necessary. His doctor visits became more frequent. Blood pressure crept up. His legs felt heavier. One day, he tripped while walking to the kitchen, not because of poor eyesight or imbalance, but because his legs had grown too weak. That fall became a turning point. Not a tragedy, thankfully, but a wake-up call. With the help of his daughter, Mr. N began a new habit: every hour, he would stand for 2 minutes. That was it at first. Just standing. Then he added a few steps around the room. Then a stretch. Then a walk to the mailbox. Within weeks, his energy returned. He smiled more. He napped less. He felt like himself again. Why does this happen? Because movement reawakens the body. Blood starts flowing better. Muscles get oxygen. The heart doesn't have to work as hard. Even the brain gets clearer, because better circulation feeds our memory, our mood, and our focus. And here's what many don't realize: when we sit too much, we don't just lose strength. We lose confidence. We begin to second-guess our ability to move safely. That fear creates a cycle of even more stillness. But it doesn't have to be that way. Movement after 60 doesn't have to be dramatic. You don't need to run. You don't need to lift heavy weights. What you need is consistency, small signals to your body that you are still here, still alive, still able to rise and flow. Some people worry: what if I'm too tired? What if I have arthritis? What if I'm already weak? These are valid concerns. But movement doesn't mean pain. It means possibility. You can start with 5 minutes. You can hold on to a chair. You can stretch your arms while seated. You can sway to your favorite song. You can water the plants. Every small motion is a vote for life. Mrs. Gee, 79, began her recovery journey after her doctor warned her about blood clots from sitting too much. At first, she cried. Then she decided to fight. She made it her mission to walk for 5 minutes every morning. Her granddaughter joined her. That walk became their moment. A time for stories. A time for laughter. Movement became memory. It wasn't exercise, it was connection. Sitting too much creates health risks beyond the obvious. It increases your chance of deep vein thrombosis, where clots can form in your legs. It puts pressure on your lower back and can even contribute to digestive issues, since your organs get compressed. For those with diabetes, sitting too much can raise blood sugar and make medications less effective. And yet, these dangers don't make noise. They don't show up all at once. They slip in quietly. That's why they're so dangerous. Because we only notice when it's harder to climb the stairs, harder to get out of bed, harder to enjoy the moments that once felt effortless. But the good news is this: the body forgives. The body responds. Even after years of sitting too much, even after illness, even after sorrow, the body welcomes movement. It's never too late. And every effort counts. You might be wondering, how can I begin? Begin softly. Keep a bottle of water in the kitchen and walk to refill it every hour. Place your favorite photo on the far wall so you have a reason to walk toward it. Set a gentle alarm as a reminder to stand and breathe. Dance slowly when no one is watching. These aren't just movements. They're moments of reclaiming your health. In the quiet afternoon, when the house is still and the body wants to rest, choose to rise, just for a while. Choose to honor the gift of movement. Your legs, your heart, your lungs, they're waiting for your signal. You don't need to be young. You don't need to be strong. You just need to begin. So tonight, before you sit for hours, ask yourself gently, have I moved enough today to keep my body alive tomorrow? And if the answer is no, let your next step be your first act of healing. You are not weak. You are wise. And wise people move, even when it's hard. Thank you for being here. If this message moved you, take a step, right now. And tomorrow, take another. Because sitting too much is a silent danger. But movement? Movement is a quiet miracle. Thank you for watching.